Hey guys, yours truly, Kevin Grace. I am here in my hometown of Baltimore. I'm on Park Avenue. Now, the 200, 300, and the 400 block of Park Avenue is considered Chinatown. Now, in the turn of the 20th century, initially Chinatown was down on Marion Street, and right after World War I, it was moved to this area due to urban renewal. And the population of I guess as of 1941 in Baltimore, the Chinese population really hadn't seated more than 400 people. The kids during the time of segregation were considered white, and they attended school with white kids. Now during the 1960s, this area wasn't touched during the unrest of the Martin Luther King riots, so this area wasn't burnt down like some of the other areas. Later in the 70s, a lot of Chinese people started moving out to the suburbs. Now, as you can see, over the years things kind of dried up, and behind me they're going to actually keep the storefronts, thank goodness, but they are trying to stabilize it. One place a lot of people like going to was the Chinatown restaurant, which is right there on that corner. I don't know when they moved out of business or went out of business here in this area, but as you can see, these structures have been dilapidated and falling down, but a new $20 million project is now underway. They're making a 5-story apartment building, and they're keeping these storefronts, which I'm happy about. They're incorporating that into their new look. So I don't know when it's going to be ready. It could be another 2 years, but a lot of areas around here, they've been knocking down a lot of buildings and throwing up some new apartments. But this was, like I said, China Doll restaurant here, and then there were a couple other businesses. Here on the corner was a tailor shop, and I think at one time someone mentioned that was a bookstore, but as you can see, the roofs have fallen down. And I'm going to show you some other areas. Actually, on this corner here, they have this really nice mural, so I want to show you of the dragon. But now, I guess in actually 2017, this area started becoming a immigration hub, as they call it. It's a lot of Ethiopians here now. So like I said, there is a mural on the wall here, a dragon. I did take a picture of the whole complete wall before most of it got knocked down, but as you can see, this was a dedication for, you know, the Chinese here. But on the other end here, there was a mural of a lion that was dedicated to the Ethiopians in this area. This building right here is the old BG&E, I think some type of power plant or something that they were using. Now this is going to be, I guess, converted into some office buildings or apartments as well. So this is all part of the new revitalization plan that they're doing here. This is I believe Tyson Street right here, this alley. But as you can see, the back they've knocked down, and you can see how dilapidated the roofs were, and they've collapsed and everything else. And of course now bulldozed. This whole area now is all bulldozed. There were some other structures that were right here, but I will show you the pictures in the montage of this vlog. And the old restaurant Martique's is still going to be, most of it kept up, but that's another building that is dilapidated, that's on Mulberry Street right around the corner. Let's go take a look at that as well. on 214 Mulberry Street, and behind me is a historic place. Actually, this is one of the first French restaurants that was introduced here in Baltimore, and actually it was called Martic's French Restaurant. It opened as a French restaurant in 1970 and it closed in 2008, and the owner, Maurice Martic, was the owner. Now, he passed away, unfortunately, in about 2011, about a month shy of his 89th birthday, and he passed away from lung cancer. Now, the history of this building goes back way back. This building, I think, really predates the Civil War. I think they trace it back to about 1854, and the style of this building is called a federal style. Now, Maurice Martic's family, his mom and dad, Harry and Florence Martic, moved from, they were Polish Jews. They moved here to Baltimore in 1917, and they opened this place as a grocery store. Now, they also said that his dad Harry had a illegal speakeasy, and he did get in trouble and arrested, and then had to serve a year in jail because of serving illegal alcohol during Prohibition. But in 1933, this was one of the first businesses to get a liquor license. Now, they consider this bar one of Baltimore's first beatnik bars. Now, the Martiques had 5 kids that they raised upstairs in the upper level. Now, in 1948, Mrs. Martic went legally blind, and actually her husband had died in the about 1944. And Maurice, he got drafted into the World War II for a few years, and then in 1948 he took over the business and he turned it into a bar, and you had a lot of celebrities would come here, and it did very well. Now, he said he would serve anybody, but unfortunately the laws at that time, you couldn't serve blacks. If you did, you would lose your liquor license. You weren't supposed to serve gays, even though gay people did sneak in here. If you did and get caught, you would get your license taken away. But this was one of the first businesses to display work from different artists. And but yeah, a lot of people came here, and even a young John Waters, when he was underage, would come here and sneak to drink. In the 50s, late 50s, right before Billie Holiday passed away, she came here and sang. And they said even Leonard Bernstein came and played piano at one time here. So a lot of people have come here. I never got a chance to come here when it was a French restaurant. Just wasn't into French food. But as you can see, the building's still existing, but they've been wanting to knock this down. But due to the great efforts of a lot of historians and preservationists, they mentioned that the new developers could not knock this down. They had to incorporate it into their new project, and actually a new project is underway. It's going to be a $20 million apartment building that's going to be put up, and they're going to keep this power plant, the old BG&E power plant. They're making that apartment buildings as well. Now, half of this building is going to get knocked down. The back half, as you can see there's a tree coming through the structure, and the roof has fallen in. And over the years, there were a couple other people that bought the property, and they said they were going to turn it into different things, and it never did happen. But getting back to Maurice Martique, and I don't want to forget, he got tired of having this as a bar. At early morning he was up and the place closed late at night, and in 1967 he closed the bar and he took a one-way trip to France and he learned how to cook French cuisine, and he came back, and in 1970 he opened this as a French restaurant. And as I mentioned, it opened from 1970 to 2008, and afterwards he still stayed in this building, and he lived here until his death in 2011. Now you can see somebody pried open this door, I guess because they're doing the new construction. They went inside here because you could see there were screws in here, so it wasn't just like a vagrant or a bum that kicked the door down or anything. But I'll show you some of the other parts out here. But let me show you this. In the 60s, Morris tried running for, unsuccessfully, House of Delegates, and you can see they have this little placard there, and they also have this. I don't know what this thing was, the Malcolm show, so I don't know what that was, but I know at one time this opening was closed because there was an accident, so you would have to come through this door here. And as you can see, you have the address there, the 214, and at one time there was a parking garage here, and that got knocked down a couple years ago. But let's go back around this side, and you can see, as you can see, the tree roots coming in, and of course there's a lot of graffiti on the outside now, but the window's broken, and the roof, as you can see, has collapsed and caved in. But very sad to see. And like I said, the storefronts of those buildings on the 400 block of Park Avenue are still be kept up, so they're going to wrap the new apartment building around this area and keep this. Now, like I said, they're going to knock down this back part and keep the front part open, and I think they're going to have that as a place for people to eat. They're going to have it, I think, as an open space, so they're going to keep this as best as they can. But a lot of you out there have mentioned that you've eaten here. Definitely please share your experiences eating the French food here, and if you liked it, didn't like it, and what your memories of the place are. But if you like this video, please subscribe down below, and feel free to leave any comments about Martique's and Morris Martique. Alright guys, I'm on the 300 block, and behind me is 320 Park Avenue. Behind me is a business that a lot of you have mentioned that you used to eat at when you were a kid or whatever. It was called the White Rice Inn, and I don't know when it closed, but unfortunately it's abandoned. No, the other businesses up and down here, mostly Ethiopian businesses now, and everything is open. Actually, there's a couple of Chinese restaurants across the street that are closed as well, but this is the old White Rice Inn. As you can see in the collage, it looks a lot different than what it looked like in the 50s and the 60s, but so many of you have said that you used to eat here or have eaten here. And as you can see, it's old school. You got the address right there in the foot, in the step area there. But all these other businesses here are Ethiopian nowadays. Now, there's a couple of Chinese restaurants here and a grocery store, and those are closed as well, and these other ones, so I have no idea if they're going to reopen. Who knows when they put that apartment building there, so there may be more life into this business area as well, so hopefully that's the case. But there's not too much of a Chinatown here in Baltimore anymore. You got to go out to the county area. But if you have any memories about the White Rice Inn, please share them down below.